Hello, Mark. How are you? Welcome to Passos del Camino. It's a pleasure for me to have you here as an invited, and thank you so much for helping me for sharing your story on the Camino de Santiago, and I hope you enjoy it in this time. And thank you so much for this. Thank you.
Well, good evening, Guillaume. Well, thanks for the introduction, and good evening to all your audience as well, and all the people out there that may have the chance to hear us this evening.
So let's start it. Not from the beginning, but for your love with Galicia and for your love with the Camino de Santiago. Can you share with us why you love so much the Camino, and not so you are one of the most amazing promoters of the Camino de Santiago. Why you love so much the Camino?
Well, I think it's in my origins, in my blood. In that, ever since I was very young, I used to love walking. Because on the Caminos, you do have to walk a lot. I'm actually in Barcelona at the moment, so I'm away from my normal home in near Rivadavia in Galicia, where I have actually been here before. In fact, the Camino Catalan starts in Port de la Selva, which is one hell of a walk across the whole of the interior of Catalonia,
Yeah.
and then it's Aragon to Zaragoza, and then on to in the direction of Logroño onto the French way. You're going to have to walk, I calculate, about 1,300 kilometers to get to Santiago. So yeah, walking's always been with me since an early age. So I've taken to the Caminos fairly easily because I just love walking. But the love of the Caminos is I feel very privileged that I was able to change my life 10 years ago, and I moved from England, where I used to work, started a new life in Galicia, self-employed, but promoting tourism, promoting Galicia, writing a lot of content about Galicia and Spain and northern Portugal. And yes, the Camino really appealed to me, and it's a combination of things. There's this history, there's the spirituality, the religious side of it, because I am a Catholic, and of course it's sheer beauty. And we'll come back to that during the course of our discussions this evening, and some of the stories I can tell you about what you're going to come across on the Camino, the outstanding beauty of all the Caminos. So promoting the Camino, I was obviously very lucky to be able to be in a position of promoting the Caminos because of my work, albeit as a self-employed. So it's something that I've always loved doing since I came to live in Galicia. It's to tell people from all over the world, come to Galicia. You must come to Galicia. It's so beautiful here. Um, you have to visit it, and you can do the Camino.
And saw this guy.
Of course. So Santiago, yes. 'Cause, I say people do the Camino for different reasons.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
not just religious, it may be for spiritual reasons, it may just be for leisure reasons. So being a Catholic, I I can relate a lot more to the apostle paying homage to Santiago and knowing all about the history. For other pilgrims, they do the Camino for different reasons.
Yeah. But this just because I know that you are Catholic, and you
Yeah.
like that's why I bring this fella to our talk. So continue. Can you explain to us a little bit of um, your working on promoting Galicia and the Camino Santiago?
Yeah, so the story is, when I started to work in Galicia, I was writing a lot of content, travel content, on the web. And I had a bright idea one day. I thought, well, Camino de Santiago, I'm going to phone a few people up. I'm going to expand my horizon, make new contacts. So I phoned up the owner of CaminoWays.com, and Roland, and I asked him, if I could help him with anything. And he said, well, what are you offering? And I said, well, I could promote your company, tell more people that I know about your company in the world. And he said, well, we already do all that. We're experts on Google, on the SEO, optimizing our ranking and all that. So I don't think that's much help. What really can you do for us? And I said, well, I've had a look at your website, and it's not very interactive. I think I can do something on your website, make it better. And he said, oh yeah, that sounds interesting. What are you offering? I said, what about if I take videos of your Caminos? I said, you're promoting all the Caminos. You're a specialist travel agency promoting the Camino, but you haven't got much interactive material on your website, so to encourage people to do your Caminos. And he said, that's a great idea, Mark. So he sent me to TUI and to do a video for him, a promotional video of the Camino. And he gave me a very small budget and a very limited time to do it. But I rose to the challenge. I was desperate to do more work and to carry on the Camino. Did all the work for him, and he phoned me back and he said, I love the video, Mark. I've got to give you some more work. And that started a very productive relationship with Camino Ways, because they sent me all over Spain doing videos. And so that meant that I got to know a lot more about Spain, all the regions of Spain, as it relates to the Camino. So it took me all over. As I say, it took me to the Catalonia, it took me to Lisbon, it took me to San Sebastian, the Camino del Norte, it took me on to Oviedo, on the Primitivo, Ferrol, on the English Way, all over the place. So I had it was a lot of work, it was limited budget, but I was outdoors, I was on my own, enjoying myself on the Camino, sometimes talking to pilgrims. And from then on, I was determined to spend more of my time on the Caminos. So again, I went back to Camino Ways and said, look, you're not promoting the new Portuguese coastal way. There's a fantastic, beautiful route from Porto to Santiago along the coast. So Roland said, well, so I don't know anything about this route. And I said, exactly, but you've got to put it on your website. So he said, okay then, you go and cycle the route, write all the notes for our clients, a short guide, a mini guide. Of course, take the videos of the route, and we'll put it on the website. So that's what I did. And I actually, this is where first time I can mention to you, one of my inspirations, will come back to him.
Definitely.
Luis Freixo. Hello, Luis. Boa noite, Luis. And I actually met him as a real coincidence, an accident, on the Camino, the Portuguese coastal way. And the rest is history. Once we met him, and he showed me what he was doing, I was just fell in love with everything he was doing, and wanted to know more, and wanted to really help him out and promote some of the Portuguese ways. So that's what I did with Camino Ways. And Camino Ways came back to me again and said, look, we've got a group, so you're the only guide in the world that can take this group on the Portuguese coastal way, because you're the only one that's done it virtually. Because it was in the days when Camino Ways first promoted, thanks to me, the Portuguese